So how do you obtain prior owner information for a vehicle? Well, vehicle owner information is protected under a federal law called the DPPS. It stands for the Drivers Privacy Protection Act. And we'll bring up the form in a second for how to request that information and what you have to fill out to get that from the government. So vehicle owner information is protected, and it protects your privacy, right? So you wouldn't want somebody just to write down your license plate or even your VIN number from your car windshield and find out where you live. What could happen is if somebody didn't like the way you were driving and they cut you off and they wanted to find out where you live, they could write down your plate, find out who the owner of the car is and the address, and come knocking on your door, and that wouldn't be good. So the information is protected under federal law, but there are exceptions to the protection where you can use it to get information for certain circumstances, like to protect against fraud or for insurance information, or if you're the new owner and you need to somehow get a title. And here is an example. And now remember, vehicle information is kept at the state level. Right? So every state has a DMV, every state has a Department of Licensing, so that's where the information is. So you have to apply for it in the state where the last record was. Here's an example of one state. This happens to be the state of Washington. It's called the Vehicle Record Request. And if you request this and you are a business, it costs $2. If you're the public or a government agency, it's free, right? Allow 10 days for processing. Usually takes more than that, I'll have to tell you, even though it says 10 days. You can email it in or you can send it by postal mail. You have to put in your information, name, address, phone number, the information about the vehicle, and then questions. Is the vehicle in your possession? How did you obtain it? What information do you need? Current owner, what else do you need? How will you use the records? This is important because you have to swear in an affidavit that you're using it for a valid purpose of getting a title for the vehicle or contacting the owner. If you make a false statement, that's subject to federal fines. It's a federal law that protects these, and you have to sign it, and you have to have follow these instructions, right? For businesses and organizations, you have to put who you're going to allow use it in your company. You also have to swear out that you're not going to use it for stalking or for some invalid purposes. If it turns out that you get this information and use it improperly, there's a serious fines that go along with it. In addition, many requests are rejected by the state because they don't feel that your purpose is necessary. So be aware that every state has what's called a DPPA request form, and you have to follow their instructions. Most of the time you're going to be required to mail it in, and the wait time is going to be pretty long. This says 10 days. Our experience in Washington State is 2 or 3 weeks. We just did one for the state of Pennsylvania. It actually took 6 weeks to come back from Pennsylvania. And remember, the information that's in those records, especially for vehicles that have been off the road or resold, may not be current. If it says Joe Schmo lives on 12 Main Street, well, Joe Schmo may have long since moved from Main Street, because that's going to be the address that went on the title when that person bought the car, right? If that person bought the car brand new in 2000 and they had it for 10 years and sold it, or even 15 years and sold it in 2015, he may have moved 3 or 4 times. It's not the address that was on the registration. It's on the address that was on the title at the time of purchase. So it may be old. So be aware that you may have to do some other searching to find out where they are now. And remember, you can't use this for improper purposes. And if you do something to notify or contact that person that maybe freaks them out, they might say that this person is harassing me. They don't necessarily want to be contacted by you. So be aware that your contact with them should be very unobtrusive. We recommend by postal mail. You can find information on our website about the best way to do that. But contacting prior owners is a very important step to do properly so you don't run into problems, first of all, getting the information, and also running into trouble how you use it.